Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to Mihidu Maharatan Mahanse. Homage to our teacher, most venerable Pinnath Lokusan Mahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, now today we are going to learn another important sutta. Right, this sutta explains about that the following the path. What are the things we have to do when we follow the path, right? So, and we can think whether we are following this path, okay? So, this is one of the beautiful sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, right? So, let me share that sutta with you. What is that called?
Sekha.
Sekha Sutta, right? So, the disciple in higher training. Who is Sekha?
Sekha is the trainer. Sekha.
Aseka is Arahan. Sekha is those who in the higher level of training. What is the meaning of higher level of training? Who became trained and entrant, who is following the path to be one street earner, who became one street earner, who is trying to be the path to be non-street earner, who became non-street earner, who is following the path to be enlightened, right? So the higher training. It is very important to know this, what is the path, right? Okay, higher training. Actually, that time, Supreme Buddha was living in Sakyan country at Kapilavatthu in Negro's Park. Buddha was living there. Still, you can see that Negro's Park if you go there, right? Negrodharama, right? So, but it was a very big monastery. Now it is a very limited area, but still you can see that. Okay, the place Buddha is staying and the place he was preaching, and the place he was preaching Dakkina Vibhanga Sutta, right? And on that occasion, a new assembly hall had recently been built for Sakyans of Kapilavatthu. They built new hall, right? And it had not yet been inhabited by any recluse or Brahmins or human beings at all. So nobody used that, any monks or any human beings. Okay. Then Sakyans of Kapilavatthu went to the Blessed One. Right? After paying homage to him, they sat down at one side and said to him, they said to the Buddha, they went to see the Buddha, and they said to the Buddha, Venerable Sir, a new assembly hall has been recently been built here for Sakyans of Kapilavatthu, and it has not yet been inhabited by any recluses or Brahmin or human beings at all, right? Venerable Sir, let the Venerable One, let the Blessed One be the first to use it, right? So you now, Venerable Sir, please come and use it, right? For the first time. When the Blessed One has used it first, then the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu will use it afterwards. Then we can use it. Okay. That will lead to their welfare and happiness for a long time. Right. This tradition is still available. So even the new houses, if they build, they invite monks first, right? Then chant the Parita, blessing chantings for that locations. Okay. Even Sri Lanka and India, they do that, okay, for the Buddhist people. So Then what happened that the Supreme Buddha consented in silence. Okay. Then when they saw that he had consented, they got up from their seats and after paying homage to him, keeping him on their right? Okay. They went to the assembly hall. They covered it completely with covering and prepared seats. They put some seats to cover the hole, right? And they put out a large water jug at the entrance and hung up an oil lamp. So we know that because why they put the oil lamp there, this is some evening time, right? Then they went to the Blessed One and after paying homage to him, they stood at one side and said, then they prepared the hole, right? So they arranged everything and they went to see the Buddha and they said to the Buddha, Venerable Sir, assembly hall has been covered completely with coverings and seats have been made prepared. A large water jug has been put out and oil lamp hung up. Let the Blessed One come to his own convenience. So they invited Buddha, and now this is the time to come, that everything is prepared. Okay. Then the Blessed One raised and taking his bowl and outer robe, he went with Sangha of bhikkhus. So with all the monks, Supreme Buddha went to that place, to assembly hall. When he arrived, he washed his feet. So those days, the roads were not carpeted, right? Those days, right? They are normal roads, right? That they must there may be some way that prepare the road, but there will be dust. So therefore, there's a tradition that those days, they put that water. Why they put the in front of the hall or any house? They put the water. Why? Wash the feet, right? So that and Sangha of Bhikkhus to assembly hall. When he arrived, he washed his feet and then entered the hall and sat down by center pillar facing the east. He was sitting, he's facing to the east, right? He's get this at the center pillar, by the center pillar, right? And the bhikkhus washed their feet and then entered the hall and sat down by the western wall facing the east. All the bhikkhus also facing the east behind the Blessed One. And Sakyans of Kapilavatthu washed their feet and entered the hall and sat down by the eastern wall facing the west. So all the Sakyans, they were in front of the Buddha, right? They are facing to west, right? With the Blessed One before them. Now they are in front of them. That was the Supreme Buddha. Okay? Okay? Right. Then when the Blessed One had instructed, urged, roused, and gladdened the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu with talk on the Dhamma for much of the night, so Buddha explained the Dhamma and gladdened them, right? They explained and they are, right? So, and he said to Venerable Ananda, after explaining all those things, right, when they encouraged with the Dhamma, then after that, when the Supreme Buddha said to Ananda Bhante, Ananda, speak to Sakyans of Kapilavatthu about the disciples in higher training who has entered upon the way, right? And Supreme Buddha said, Ananda Bhante, right? Know that Ananda Bhante, who are they? In front of Ananda Bhante? All are their relatives, right? My back is uncomfortable. I will rest it. Because Buddha had that 6 years of self-modification. Sometimes Buddha used to say that he has backside some pain. Therefore, he will get some rest, right? I will rest it. Yes, Venerable Sir, the Venerable Ananda replied, right? And then the Blessed One prepared his patch work cloak, right? thus robe, right? But it has that, some patchwork as well. Folded in four and lay down on his right side in the lion's pose, lion posture, lion's posture, with one foot overlapping the other, mindful and fully aware, after noting in his mind the time for rising, right? So, and he had the supreme the lie down, right? After folding his robe. Then, Venerable Ananda addressed Mahanama the Sakyans thus. So Mahanama was that time he was the king for the Sakyans, right? Even the Mahanama Sakya also with them, their king, right? And you know that Mahanama, he became Sotapanna, right? And there are separate suttas, Mahanama, there's separate suttas about Mahanama, right? It's a separate section for Mahanama. He's asking questions and Buddha giving advice him, right? So, and sometimes Gilana Sutta, right? Mahanama Sutta, and he's up in Sarakani Sutta. Likewise, that all these sutta, right? Mahanama, Sakyans, right? So, and Mahanama, then after that, Anandapanta is explaining to, to Mahanama and all the Sakyans, right? Mahanama, here noble disciple is possessed of virtue. Now he's going to explain about that, right? Higher training, the Sekha Patipada, right? And Mahanama here, noble disciple is possessed of virtue, okay? Guards the doors of his sense faculties. He controls his sense faculties, he guards his sense faculties, is moderate in eating. Moderate in eating means mindfully he is eating, right? Doesn't mean he is not eating, right? He is mindfully eating. It doesn't mean that he is taking, less amount of food. But it is good. The best way to explain that, mindfully eating, okay? And devoted to wakefulness, Jagariyana Yoga. So, without sleeping, practicing meditation, right? He possesses 7 good qualities, right? All the 7 good qualities. And he is one who obtains at will, without trouble or difficulty, the 4 jhanas. 4 jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, that constitute the higher mind and provide a pleasant abiding here and now. So these are the things he is following, right? What are all these? How many things here? There are altogether 15 things, right? What are the 15 things? He has sila, virtue, right? He guards his faculties, okay, and he is mindfully eating, and also he is practicing, he devoted to wakefulness, okay, and then that altogether here 4. Then he has 7 good qualities, right? With that 7, 11, and also that jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana, okay. So now Ananda Bhante is going to explain, right? Actually, that the Poe Day is Friday was the Poe Day, right? That Poe Day was the day that Ananda Bhante became enlightened, and that's the Poe Day conducted first Sangha Council, right? Last Friday, right? So now Ananda Bhante is explaining how is the noble disciple possessed of virtue, how he is possessing virtue. Here, a noble disciple is virtuous. He dwells restrained with the restraint of Patimokha. He is perfect in conduct and resort, and seen fear in slightest fault. here that Patimokkha, it is about, he's explaining about the bhikkhu's precepts, right? Bhikkhu's precepts, how many precepts bhikkhus has? There are some ways of saying that Chula Sila, Madhyama Sila, Maha Sila, right? All the 227 precepts, basic precepts, it attached to that, attached to one precept, there are so many things to not to do, right? The things that we can do, the things we cannot do. Okay, so there are so many precepts in attached to that, right? So Patimokkha, he is perfect in conduct and restored, and seeing fear in the slightest fault. He is afraid to do any small mistake, right? And he trains by undertaking the training precepts. This is how a noble disciple is possessed of virtue. Okay, so when we can consider about the virtues in Eight Noble Path, what are the factors in with virtues? That's what are the factors in Sila, Samma, Samma Vacha, Samma, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva. Right speech, right action, right livelihood. What is right speech? Abstain from false speech, abstain from uh,
Device.
derisive speech, abstain from harsh speech, abstain from gossip or idle chattering. Okay. What are the right action? Abstain from killing, stealing, and engage in sexual misconduct. What are the right livelihood? Not doing any wrongdoing to earn the livings, right? So, and for the lay people, they do the righteously, they do some work and they earn the money. They are not selling drugs, they are not selling weapons, they are not selling that animals to kill, right? They are not cheating others, making money, right? All these things, right? So, so, and then other things, they are taming their mind as well, not to get angry, right? So not the try to remove uh, get the desire for other belongings, right? And wrong view. So he trains, undertake the training precepts. This is how noble disciple is possessed of virtue, right? So even the they are afraid to do small mistakes, right? They follow virtue. Okay. So this is the first one. Okay. And the second one, and how does a noble disciple guard the doors of his sense faculties? Okay, this is very important one. How he guards his sense faculties. On seeing a form with the eye, a noble disciple does not grasp at its signs and features. Okay, since if he left the eye faculty unguarded, evil, unwholesome states of covetousness and grief might invade him. What will happen? So if we trying to find that when we see that any signs, any form, their features going to penetrate his mind, right? They're going to attach to mind. So he's going to remember either he will have attachment or what will happen? Or anger, right?
Yeah.
Grief, right? Might invade him. He practices the way of its restraint. He guards the eye faculty. How you can guard the eye faculty, right? Without taking signs, right? And so he undertakes the restraint of eye faculty. On this is the way that he protects his eye, right? So then we have to do that very mindfully, right? You have to develop the mindfulness. Okay. So let's say that if something penetrated you, you develop that anger, hatred, or desire. How you overcome that? how you start to come to the path again.
You see the danger.
You see the danger, yes, right? Another way?
To replace the thought.
Replace the thought, yes. Yeah. Okay, another way?
Turn away.
Yeah, turn the way. Another way.
Check the
Formations of that, right? So you see the impermanent nature that the form is impermanent, I is impermanent, and consciousness impermanent, and that unification of that three is the contact is impermanent, and the feeling because of the contact, the feeling will arise. That's also impermanent, right? In this case, and craving will arise. Craving also dependently arisen because of contact, right? So the because of feeling, right? The craving. So you see that the impermanent nature, avoid that, right? You come back to again, you tame your eye. The same way, the ear and on smelling an odor with the nose, on tasting a flavor with the tongue, on touching the tangible with the body, on cognizing the mind object with the mind, right? So a noble disciple does not grasp at his signs and features, right? Even when you are hearing the sound, somebody is yelling at you, you don't keep that all this in the mind. You develop. What you develop, you don't try to keep the things in the mind. But however, all those things will penetrate the mind very easily. Why? What is the reason? Because we are practicing
for a long time.
for long time, last hatred and delusion, without any problem, those things will penetrate your mind, right? Therefore, without taking any features, okay? So, and you tame your sound ear, okay? And same thing with the nose, right? So you tame your nose and without taking the features or special thing to penetrate your mind. And the tongue, when you when you have a taste, there's a possibility that you can recall all those things, right? So what are the things I ate? It is very tasty, right? But however, you come to the right tame your faculties in the even mind. You come to you don't let unwholesome things will arise in your mind, right? So you control them. Okay, evil unwholesome, it says, of covetousness and grief might invade him. He practices the way of his restraint. He guards the mind faculty. He undertakes and the restraint of the mind faculty. That is how a noble disciple guards the doors of his sense faculties. Now he is following that now all the sila virtues, and at the same time he is uh, trying to tame his faculties, his eye faculty, ear faculty, nose faculty, tongue faculty, body faculty, and mind faculty, right? And how is a noble disciple moderate in eating, mindfully eating? That's why we always advise you when you are practicing 8 precepts, maybe you can chant before you eating. And Patisankha yoniso pindapatam patisevami neva davaya namadaya. So this is the one that you will hear that when you chant in English here reflecting wisely. You can see that where we took this one, right? Reflecting wisely, a noble disciple takes food neither for amusement nor for intoxication, right? So, though you are not taking the food for develop your strength or that for intoxication, nor for physical beauty and attractiveness, but only for endurance and continuance of this body, just to, you know, keep the body for ending discomfort. Because if you are not eating, what will happen? Hunger will come, right? So you just try to remove discomfort and for assisting the holy life. And so you want to follow the holy life with the hunger. You cannot do that, right? That is you just to survive. Considering thus, I shall terminate all feelings without arousing new feelings, right? So you remove your old feelings and you avoid uh, making new feelings, right? And I shall be healthy and blameless and shall live in comfort, right? That is how a noble disciple is moderate in eating. He is going to, uh, that mindfully is eating. It doesn't mean that you are eating less, right? One time, one person came and told the Buddha why he likes Buddha. Because he is eating less. Okay, that's why I like Buddha. Buddha said, no, that's not the way. Sometimes I am eating less. Sometimes I am eating the full of the bowl, right? The same time, some monks far away, they are eating less. If somebody is going to have a pleasant mind about me, the way I am eating, that is not the way. Because sometimes I eat less, sometimes I eat more, right? It doesn't mean that because this is the way. I'm taking this food not for intoxication, not for amusement, right? So that's the physical beauty, not for physical beauty and endurance. That's why, right? So this is the way, and more, mindfully eating. Okay. Then, after that, and how is a noble disciple devoted to wakefulness? Okay. Here, during the day, while walking back and forth and sitting, he is practicing walking meditation and sitting meditation during the daytime. A noble disciple purifies his mind of obstructive states. He tries to purify his mind from all the unwholesome things. In the first watch of the night, right? Until the first watch of the night, so while walking back and forth and sitting, he purifies his mind of obstructive states. What is the first watch? Until 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., he is practicing walking meditation and sitting meditation. Okay, during the daytime, and the first watch means first before it very late night. Okay, and after noting, so in the middle watch means like 10 to 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Right, middle watch of the night, he lies down on the right side of in the lion's pose with one foot all up in the other. So he is in lion posture. He is going to sleep and noting down, very important, noting down, after noting down his mind, the time of rising. Okay. He, he determined, I'm going to wake up this time. Okay. After rising the third watch of the night, after 2 a.m., what he is doing? While walking back and forth and sitting, he purifies his mind of obstructive states, right? That is how a noble disciple is devoted to wakefulness, right? So this is how they practice that those days. Even we cannot do that now. We can have pleasant mind. This is the way that all these enlightened monks, before they became enlightened, they practice, right? So sometimes after became enlightened, that Buddha Bhante is saying, I don't remember that after so many years, I I slept. I put my back on a bed, right? He was living that so many years, right? How long? How? Only three postures, right? Walking, sitting, and standing. All these three postures, right? So, and there's that some austerities, Dutanga, right? They don't use the lying down posture, right? So, and there was a monk. He had very terrible eye pain, right? So they went to the rainy season. He determined that I had to be enlightened. During this rainy season, he was practicing that. He got the same time he got eye disease. Okay, Chakkupala Maharatan Mahanse. But the doctor said you had to put this medication lying down. This great medication, you have to put this one. But however, he decided not to lie down. Okay, so then he took the medication. He put it into eyes without lying down. Then it was not cured. And then doctor came and asked, okay, did you use this one? Lying postures, lying down postures, or in sitting position? He didn't say anything. Then doctor came to know that he was not using that one, the proper posture. He said, please don't tell that I treated you, because we will get our lineage of doctors will get the blame if it is not cured. So he disappeared. However, he gave up his eye. The night is becoming enlightened, same time he lost his eyesight as well, right? And so this is Chakkupala Maharatan Mahanse, because what happened to him, the previous life, he was a doctor. He gave the medication to, that one lady came and said to him, so I cannot see, can you give me my eyesight? He said, yes. Then she said, I'll be a servant for you with my kids, right? Then doctor treated her, and then she got, eyesight, vision, and she said, no, I cannot see anything. Still, I cannot see. Doctor came to know that she was lying. Doctor gave this next medication to make her blind. So, and she became blind. But what happened? Karma came behind even that last existence. The same time he lost his eyesight, and he became enlightened. Right. So those things happen. But however, their effort, without even taking medication, he was trying. Right? Some monks that they were practicing Jagrayana yoga, the three postures, right? They are not using lying down posture. The two monks went for some walk, so some journey. They were in the same kuti, and there was a thundering. That time, one monk who was lying down, he saw. Other monk was not lying down; he was sitting. He asked that, "Are you practicing this only three postures?" That Australia, he observed that only three to live in three postures. That time he said. That time he lied down. He gave up his, observing three postures. He gave up. He lied down. Then after he was sleeping, he got up again. He observed that, right? So that Dutanga is not for showing that their own qualities, right? On that, so not that is very secretly they are following, right? Living the three portions. So this is the way that all the monks, even Bakula Maharatan Mahanse, he was not sleeping, right? How many years? 8 years. Okay. So then this one actually, so they are going to sleep and they are getting up, right? What time? Like 2 a.m. Then after that, they are practicing walking meditation. Okay. After rising in the third watch of the night, while walking back and forth and sitting, he purifies his mind of the obstructive states. That is how a noble disciple is devoted to wakefulness. This is how they practice. Okay. The next one. And how does a noble disciple possess 7 good qualities? Then think about that, how they practice 7 good qualities, right? Here, a noble disciple has faith. He places his faith in the Tathagata's enlightenment, right? He knows the qualities of Tathagata, right? The blessed one is accomplished one. He totally eradicated lust, hatred, and delusion, and fully enlightened. and he's the Buddha, Samma Sambuddha. He understood Four Noble Truths and perfect in true knowledge and conduct. Okay, so the true knowledge and conduct, we are going to learn at the end of this one, what is true knowledge and conduct, right? He has psychic powers and he is a great conduct. And he was the one who was following Eight Noble Path and he became enlightened, sublime, and he knew all the world. And he escaped from all the world, know of the world, an incomparable leader of the persons to be tamed, right? He could tame the people and see in their mind and preach in the Dhamma and teach of gods and humans, right? Enlightened, he was enlightened and Buddha, and he is the blessed one. He was fortunate to have all these qualities, and he was fortunate to have great wisdom. He was fortunate to have great compassion, right? He was the blessed one. He has that, he has unshakable confidence in the Buddha, right? So somebody has unshakable confidence in the Buddha, unshakable confidence in the Dhamma, his teachings, and unshakable confidence in the Sangha, and he has virtues, right? What is that qualities? Somebody became stream entrance, Sotapanna. Somebody became Sotapanna, right? So he knows that he has confidence of the Buddha's knowledge. Okay, and today something happened. Something happened during the Dana time. I was explaining that Dakkina Vibhanga Sutta, right? Some disciples who came to offer Dana. Then after that, I was explaining that, or in return, when you offer the food items to animal, you get in return how many good karma you get? 100. If you give to this any unwholesome person, how much amount of good karma you get? 1,000. But they are saying, two of them, one of daughter, one of the adult, saying, what I think we are getting more than that, right? I asked why. Because that we are feeding hunger and we are feeding animal. I think we are getting more than that. So then I said that the uh, Buddha said this way, but he explained because after he became Buddha, he proclaimed to the world Buddha, he understood everything. Nobody can blame him. You became Buddha, you did not understand this part, this part, this part, right? Any Mara, any Brahma, any ascetics, right? Any Brahmin cannot come and complain, right? That is called Visarda Jnana, right? Knowledge of greatness. Okay, nobody can blame. Then after explaining him that they saying that still I think that no, they were knowledgeable than Buddha. Right? Right. So and in this case, where is then where's the problem with this one? Right? But where's the problem that
They didn't confidence.
they don't have a confidence in the Buddha's teachings, right? So that's why they are thinking that they are above the Buddha. So so it is what we have to the way to think. Ahang ajanami tathagata janami samma sambuddha. So Supreme Buddha knows I don't know everything. Right? I am the disciple of the Buddha. No? Uh, Nahang janami. Right? Okay. So, and this is the way that he has that confidence in the Buddha's teachings, right? He knows that. Okay. And now, this is the first one. And he has shame. Second one, he has shame. It's called moral shame. He has shame. He's ashamed of misconduct in body, speech, and mind. Ashamed of engaging in evil, unwholesome deeds. Because even though he wanted to do, he is afraid of doing that, right? This is the moral shame. He afraid of doing that. Not afraid, he is shamed to do that, right? So because of that, his shame is not doing bad things by body, speech, and mind, right? He is protected from that, right? So And he's shamed that if I do this one, it's not good, right? So how that even though they do the secretly, people they hide from the people, so someone can see that. Who will see? The God can see that. You are doing that mind, you set up mind that you are doing secretly or for hiding from all the people. But however, your devas will see you. Your karma, you cannot hide your karma. Yes, you cannot hide your karma, right? They will collect. Okay, so they are by understanding you shame to do that. Okay, what I am doing, if I'm doing that, even that you are hiding on the entire world. So the devas will see what I'm doing. Okay, so he developed the moral shame. And also he has fear of wrongdoings. He afraid to do wrongdoing. He is afraid of misconduct in body, speech, and mind, afraid of engaging in evil, unwholesome deeds, right? So, and he afraid to do that, stealing, killing, engaging in sexual misconduct, lying, and divisive speech, harsh speech, idle chattering, and also mind is afraid to develop that anger, hatred, ill will, and develop that strong desire to get other belongings, right? He's afraid to develop wrong view. In this way, that he has fear of wrongdoings, right? The moral fear. Okay, and so this is not the anxiety, right? Don't misunderstand. This is not the anxiety. It's a moral fear, right? You are afraid to do the wrong things. Okay. And because these days people are suffering from more people are suffering from this one, right? Anxiety. Okay. So then he has learned much, remembers what he has learned, Dhamma, right? And consolidates what he has learned, right? This is called Bahusutta. He learned so many suttas and he understands so many suttas. Such teachings are good in beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end. Uh, with the right meaning and praises, and affirm a holy life that is utterly perfect and pure. So he is learning all this Dhamma, much Dhamma, right? Such teachings as these he has learned much of, remembered, recited verbally. What is this one? In the sutta. Sutta means he is listening, okay? And remembered, he memorized all this in Datha. And Vachasa Parijita, he is practicing verbally. You will listen the Dhamma from outside, but you have to remember by yourself. You are reciting that yourself. All these things, you can remember the sutta, right? You are memorizing and you are chanting. So, but it is not done yet. What is the important thing? There's some other thing. Investigate with the mind, right? Manasanupekkita. This is the internal things we have to do, right? Manasanupekkita. And after that, you have to understand, penetrated well by being, right? Most people, they stop right here, right? They listen, they memorize, and they chant. They can chant very well. They will ask, but however, investigated with the mind, they don't do that. Okay? They hold the Dhamma with the Shraddha, with the faith. Then Supreme Buddha once, he asked the Mahakashyap Bhante, uh, do you know this one? All these, Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna, all these faculties? Sariputta Bhante is saying that I am not accepting those things, just the faith, right? But I am experiencing those things with myself, right? Therefore, whatever the Dhamma you are listening, right? So there's something to do internally, investigated with the mind. And that is, this is the internal factor, right? And penetrated well by the will. It has to be you have to understand by yourself. It has to be your own thing. Okay. Sometimes our Buddha asks that, venerable monks, can you understand this one not by the faith, but can you understand but within yourself? They say yes. We are not accepting this because by just by the faith. We see the things from ourselves, right? This is the important factor, right? So, and it is not we are holding it by Saddha. So, Saddha, you can memorize all those things. You can say that all the suttas and all those things. But important thing, investigated with the mind and penetrated well by we. You have to change. Okay. So you have something to do. We have to do something, right? We have to analyze ourselves whether we are doing this one or not, right? All the thoughts, and when all the thoughts comes to our mind, so in this way we can see that the the Dhamma is the rotation of wheel of the Dhamma is rotating within ourselves. We have to check, right, whether it is working within ourselves. The way of this Dhamma, when it start to activate within ourselves, it will start to activate ourselves. Then our, that our verbal action, bodily action, and mental action. So you can claim that bodily action and verbal action, but how about mental action, right? So we have to think about our mental actions, right? Important thing. You have to fight with yourself. Who does think that it has to be like your things, right? You have to see within yourself, right? So that's why, and that we have to let Dhamma will to rotate within ourselves too, right? Dhamma start to when it start to activate, it will be activating slowly. That's why that all the Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna slowly develop. Eventually, it will, you know, uh, maximize. What is the meaning of maximize when it's completed? Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna. What will happen
When you complete.
when we completed? You will be Arahant, right? It will start when you became stream entrant, right? Until then, we have to practice all those things, right? So we can see that within ourselves, right? So if you can think that I'm a person that those days when I got angry, right? If for small things, now whether I'm getting angry or not, right? I have a lot of attachment. Now I have that attachment when I see the forms, when I hear the sounds. You can see that within yourselves, right? But it is developing by yourselves, right? So, and this therefore he is developing that he became Bahusutta, is well known that the Dhamma, right? Okay. And next one, he is energetic in abandoning unwholesome states and in undertaking wholesome states, right? He is steadfast, firm in striving, not remiss in developing wholesome states, right? And this is actually Satara Satipatthana, the four foundation of mindfulness. And it is actually uh, the word called Nipaka. Nipaka means the ability to apply your teachings from your mind, so to overcome unwholesome states arising in your mind. Okay. Now here is you put the energy, you have striving, abandoning unwholesome states and in undertaking wholesome states, right? So that's why that the word called aradha virya, you have always had the energy, right? Always starting the energy. There's a possibility when you are practicing Dhamma path, all of a sudden something happen, everything will collapse, right? Then you have to have the initiate to start again that your energy and start it again, start it over, right? Start it again, right? That is very important thing, right? There's no way that it's a straight line we go and no practice and become enlightened, right? Down the road, there will be so many obstacles, right? It it go like, with the ups and downs. Okay. And sometimes you don't feel like to read the books. Sometimes you don't feel like to meditate, right? So it is not permanent. Sometimes when it happens, we think, oh, what happened? So, I cannot meditate, I cannot read the books, I cannot do anything. But everything is permanent or impermanent? Impermanent. Then you have that striving, start it again, right? And you understand the state of mind. That is called mindfulness. Nipaka. You apply the teachings of the Buddha at that point. Okay. So there are so many things we have to do, right? And other things that if you are a lot of work, lot of busy, right? So, and Buddha advised less work and be right, relax, and you practice your Dhamma, right? If we are having so much of work, we don't have time to think ourselves, right? The same time we are getting older too. That's how that, have you seen that when some people, when they are getting older, they become like small kids, right? What happened? So when they were small, they were a small kid. When they grown up, they were busy with other works, right? They were busy with other works. But however, their internal development didn't happen, right? And when they are less busy, when they are retired, all the same things is start to happen, right? But however, somebody develop there internally, they are not going to be like that. They are not like, they're going to be matured and matured. They are like, that very strong mindfulness they have, right? And develop their seven enlightenment factors, sati, what is that mindfulness, the enlightenment factor of mindfulness. Okay. So therefore, and then he has mindfulness. He possesses the highest. Now here he mindfulness. He possesses the highest mindfulness and skills. He recalls and recollects what was done long ago and spoken long ago, right? So, and because he develops his mindfulness, okay, he can recall that because he's a sati. He develops that faculty, the enlightenment factor of mindfulness. Okay, and here he is wise. Last one, he is wise. He possesses wisdom regarding rise and disappearance that is noble and penetrative and leads to complete destruction of suffering. Right? And he understands, okay, so he understands the form because all the five aggregates of clinging. And so Buddha said that the suffering we can summarize into five aggregates of so how Buddha said that? Sankittena panchupadana kandha dukkha. Idan dukkhaṃ arisaccanti me bhikkave vyanasupiri dhammesu. Then before that, Buddha explained, Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, vyādhipi dukkho, maranapi dukkhaṃ, api sampayogo dukkho, piye vipayogo dukkho. That means birth is suffering, and aging is suffering, and sickness is suffering, death is suffering, and separation from encounter with the unwanted people and unwanted things is suffering, separation from loved ones and loved things suffering. And after that, he said, Sankittena, in summary, five aggregates of clinging is suffering, right? That in here, he knows that what are the five aggregates of clinging? Form aggregates of clinging, feeling aggregates of clinging, perception aggregates of clinging,
Volition, formation,
volitional formation of aggregates of clinging,
consciousness.
consciousness of aggregates of clinging. So then form aggregates of clinging is based on what is impermanent. Form is condition on four great elements: earth element, water element, heat element, and air element. And feeling is conditioned on contact. Then perception, condition on contact. Volitional formation, condition on contact. And consciousness, condition on mentality and materiality. He understands all those things and penetrate when leads to complete destruction of suffering. Okay. So that is how the noble disciple possesses 7 good qualities. Okay. That's how many things to do, right? 7 good qualities. Now, how many qualities we discussed so far? 11 qualities. 11. Okay. And now after that, he's doing something else as well. And how is the noble disciple one who obtains at will, without trouble or difficulty, 4 jhanas that constitute the higher mind and provides a present abiding here and now. Now he is going to that because he is away from all these 5 hindrances, right? Now he can concentrate. Now he quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states, right? Because his mind is, settling up for all those things slowly, right? And a noble disciple enters upon and abides the first jhana, right? First jhana, thought and sustained thought, and rapture, pleasure, and concentration. This is the first jhana, qualities of first jhana. Then after, without stilling of applied and sustained thoughts, he enters upon abides in the second jhana. So after giving up thought and sustained thought, he goes to second jhana. In second jhana, he has rapture, pleasure, and what's that? Concentration, right? So then after that, with the fading away rapture, he's giving up rapture, he will go to third jhana. Third jhana, he has pleasure and equanimity, right? And he's going. Then after that, even he's giving up rapture. No, not rapture. Pleasure. He enters upon the abides with abandoning of pleasure and pain. He enters upon the abiding of 4 jhana, right? Which has neither pain nor pleasure, and purity of mindfulness due to equanimity, complete upeka in the 4 jhana. That is how noble disciple is one who abstains at will, without trouble or difficulty. The four jhanas that constitute the higher mind and provide a present abiding here and now. Okay. Now he achieved the 4 jhana. Now he completes all the 15 good conditions, right? Good conditions and he completed. Okay. And what will happen? So when a noble disciple has thus become one who is possessed of virtue, right? And but starting from beginning, that he became virtuous. Okay. And who guards the doors of his sense faculties, he controlled his sense faculties, guarded his sense faculties, restrained from sense faculties, right? We worship that, right? Okay, so we're saying that when we worship the Buddha, we say that, right? Right. So Supreme Buddha guarded his sense faculty, restrained his sense faculty, controlled his sense faculties. So who guards and doors of his sense faculties, right? So second one, and who is moderate on eating? He is eating mindfully. He is eating, right? And who is devoted to wakefulness because he is practicing Jagarayana Yoga, and he is practicing during daytime walking meditation and sitting meditation, and even the first watch of night he is practicing walking and sitting meditation. At the night time from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. he is sleeping in lion posture. 2 a.m. he is getting he will get up and again sitting meditation and walking meditation he is practicing, right? This way he is devoted to wakefulness. who possess 7 good qualities. And what are the 7 good qualities?
Train. Faith.
Faith in the Buddha,
Faith,
right? Faith in the Buddha. Second one,
shame, moral shame,
moral shame and moral
fear,
fear. Then
learn much,
learn much, right? Another one is
energetic,
energetic and
mindfulness,
mindfulness
and
and
wise.
okay. After that, he's achieving all the 4 jhanas: first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. Okay. Okay. So and he is called one higher train. Okay, now Eaton, who is devoted to wakefulness, who possesses 7 good qualities, who obtains at will, without trouble or without difficulty, the 4 jhanas that constitute the higher mind and provide the pleasant abiding here and now. So somebody is practicing all these things. He has a difficulty to get the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, because he's overcoming all difficulties, right? Because very easily he already overcome what are the hindrances, right? Because he's coming overcoming all the hindrances, right? And because sensual desire, he's overcome because he tamed the faculties, right? Ill will, he tamed the faculties, and restfulness and remorse, because he tamed the faculty, and sleepiness, right? And because sleepiness, he overcome practicing Jagaryan Yoga. So then he because when he's practicing, he sees or she sees the way that developing is one. He does not have any doubt now, right? Because he overcome all the difficulties. Now he can achieve first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana without any difficulty. Who has entered upon the way? And higher mind provides a pleasant abiding here and now. He is called one in higher training who has entered upon the way. His eggs are unspoiled, right? What is the eggs? That means that all these seeds are unspoiled because he is practicing really well, right? He is capable of breaking out, capable of enlightenment, capable of attaining the supreme security from bondage, right? So he can escape all these bondages. And suppose there were a hen with 8 or 10 or 12 eggs, which she had covered, incubated, and nurtured properly, right? What happened in those things? Even the hen, even she likes it or not, what will happen? Right? It's going to give the result, right? Even though she did not wish, oh, that my chicks might pierce their shell with the points of their claws and beaks and hatch out safely. Yet the chicks are capable of piercing their shell with the point of their claws and beaks and hatching out safely, right? Because she did the necessary thing, right? Hen did the necessary things, right? So too, when a noble disciple has thus become one who is possessed of virtue, right? Virtue, second one, guarded sense faculties, and uh, moderating eating, Jagaryan Yoga, and doing other
Wakefulness,
good 7 things. What are the good 7 things? Because we have to do this one. The perfect in conduct. There are 15 ways of perfect in conduct, right? Virtue, in Pali it is called Patimokka Sangvara Samvuto Viharati. That is following Patimokka, that higher training, that Chula Sila, Majjhima Sila, Maha Sila. This is about that the Patimokka, but about that the monks are following. Okay, guard the sense faculties. Indriyesu Guttadvaro Hoti. Right? So you tame your faculties, right? Mindfulness in eating, mattanyu, right? Devoted to wakefulness, jagariyang anuyutto. We say jagariyanu yoga, right? Right. Yes, that is long A. Jagariyanu yoga. Okay. And what are the 7 good qualities? Faith in the Buddha, right? Don't think that we are superior than Buddha. I gave you the example. It, we we are the disciple of the Buddha. Buddha knew everything, and so faith in the Buddha, Buddha's teachings, and moral shame is called hiri, right? Otapi. So we say otappa, right? And moral fear. Learn much Dhamma, bahusuto, okay? And energetic, aradha viryo, right? So you put your effort. Always you keep that, that aradha virya, that always starting energy, right? You everything get the, example of phoenix. Who's that phoenix? Who will rise from the ashes? Who's that? Phoenix, bird phoenix. Bird phoenix. Everything, burned out, ashes, but he will rise from the ashes, right? It doesn't matter whatever happened, anything break up, you will start it again. Okay? Aradha virya. Okay? Aradha virya, something like that. Okay? So, and mindful, satima. So you are very mindful, right? And then after that, wise. What's that? That nya is not there, panya, right? So, yeah. So yeah, I missed that somehow, right? Okay. So these are the 15 things. Okay. Somebody has to do. Then after that, he is developing 4 jhanas. Okay. So too, when noble disciple has thus become one who is possessed of virtue, he is called, and he is following all these 15 things. He is called in higher training who has entered upon the way. His eggs are unspoiled, right? And he is capable of breaking out, capable of enlightenment, capable of attaining the supreme security from bondage, right? Based upon that same supreme mindfulness, whose purity is due to equanimity, this noble disciple recollects his manifold past lives. Okay, then his 4 jhana, he can recollect the past lives, right? So he's like 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives, like 10 lives, like 20, 30, 100, 100,000, like eons and eons, and that he can recollect his past lives, right? This is his first breaking out, like that of a hen's chick from their shell, right? That's the aspect, and particular, he recollects his manifold past lives. This is the second vidya, right? First vidya. So what is that knowledge called? Ubbe Nivasanusati Jnana. Ability to recollect past lives of beings, right? Himself and others, right? Some people depend on the situation, that some monks, they can recollect their own life. Some monks can recollect the other lives as well, right? And Buddha, for the Buddha, there's no limitation, right? The first one, right? The first one, this is the first breaking out, like that, of the hen's chicks from their hair cells. Based upon that, the same supreme mindfulness, whose purity is due to equanimity with divine eye, which is purified and surpass the human, this noble disciple sees beings passing away and reappearing. So then he can see that all the beings, they are passing away here, and rebirth depend on their good or bad karma, good destination or bad destination. He can observe that, right? He understands how beings pass on according to their actions. The actions means karma, Okay. This is his second breaking out like that of the hen's chicks for their shell. So this is his second breaking out. This is second vidya, right? The second one. Then after that, based on upon that same supreme mindfulness whose purity is due to equanimity by realizing for himself with direct knowledge, this noble disciple here and now enters upon and abides in the deliverance of mind and deliverance of wisdom that are taintless with destruction of taints. Then he destroy all his taints, all unwholesome unwholesome things. He will destroy. Then he will develop deliverance of mind and deliverance of wisdom. What is that? Cheto vimukti and prajna vimukti. Right. So and this is the third breaking out like that of the hen's chick from their shell. Okay. When a noble disciple, he possesses virtue that pertains to his conduct. When he guards the doors of sense faculties, right? Okay, that pertains to his conduct. When he is moderate in eating, that pertains to his conduct. This is charana. Charana Dhamma, right? The pertains to his conduct. Right? Eating, moderate eating means mindfulness eating, right? Moderate eating means don't get the idea, so you don't eat much. It doesn't mean that, right? So mindfulness eating, right? So mindful you eat, right? When he devoted to wakefulness, right? That pertains to his conduct. When he possesses 7 good qualities, remember 7 good qualities? Right. What is that? Right? Shraddha about the Buddha's the qualities that the Buddha's qualities and you know the Buddha's knowledge. You have unshakable confidence in the Buddha. Moral
shame,
fear, and
Learn
much learned. And after that,
the virya.
energetic,
energetic and
mindfulness, and wise.
mindfulness and wise. Then after that, you develop another 4 things. It is first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and when he is who obtains at will without trouble or difficulty the 4 jhanas that constitute the higher mind and provides the pleasant abiding here and now that pertains to his conduct. So what are the next things? Next, that vidya he created, right? Ability to see the past lives of being, which is called Pubbe Nivasanusajnana, and he develops the ability to see all the beings passing away in this life and rebirth, reappear, other destinations according to their good and bad karma, and he saw the destruction of all his own on taints, right? Destruction of own taints, right? And when he recollects his manifold past lives, so with their aspects and particulars that penetrate to his true knowledge, when the divine, with the divine eye, he sees beings passing away and reappearing and understand how beings pass on according to their actions, their karma, that pertains to his true knowledge. When by realizing for himself with the direct knowledge, he here and now enters upon and abides in the deliverance of mind, Cheto Vimukti, and Panya Vimukti, deliverance by wisdom, that are taintless with the destruction of taints, that pertains to his true knowledge, right? This noble disciple is thus said to be perfect in true knowledge and perfect in conduct. Okay? And perfect in true knowledge and conduct. This perfect in conduct jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, Then after that, he is developing true knowledge, right? Ability to recollect past lives of beings, right? And in this case, for his life, right? And ability to see beings passing away and rebirth as per their karma, right? This is called Chutupapada Jnana, right? And destruction of all tens, Asavakya Jnana, right? These three knowledges he will gain. And so this is called, I said that when you chant Vijja Charana Sampanno, right? So, and Vijja Charana Sampanno, what is Vijja? He has true knowledge, right? And Charana, true knowledge means these three knowledge, right? And Charana means 15 perfect in conduct, whatever the 15 conduct, right? All the enlightened monks, they have this kind of Vijja Charana. Sampanno means you attain that level, right? Attain. So what about other, only three knowledges we talk about Vijja, right? But some monks, they have ability to do some psychic powers, right? And some enlightened monks, not just monks, enlightened monks, they can do, what are the psychic powers? They can, go in the sky, same like a bird, and they can walk on water. They can penetrate walls and mountains. They can disappear from here, appear some other places. They can appear as 1,000 monks and appear as one. So all these things, they can read other minds, right? And they can hear that any sounds, a very subtle sound, Dibba, Sotanyana. Dibba Chakunyana means that all the Pubbya and Nivasanyana, that ability to recollect past lives, right? Right? Uh, Pubbya Nivasanyana, right? Dibba Chaku is all these things, three things, right? Pubbya Nivasanyana, Chutupapada and so Asavakya Jnana, right? So all these things, Dibba Chaku, right? Because he can see the past lives of beings, and he can see that all the beings, they disappear from here, appears according to karma, can see that destruction of all his friends. This is called Dibba Chaku. And in addition to this one, all these things, I'm talking about that those who have that or the 6 abilities, right? Right? 6 abhinya. 6 abhinya. The Buddha had the ability to scan any person to see Indriya Paro Pariyatta Jnana, to see everybody's Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Prajna, the faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom. He can observe by looking at which place he did that any action, which kind of action he did. According to that, Buddha can preach him or do some activities to him, right? Same like Chula Pantaka Bhante, right? Who couldn't even memorize that. Buddha saw that, giving that small piece of cloth, Buddha gave that and saying that remove the dirt, Pajohara. So he became enlightened because Buddha saw that long time ago, as a king, he mounted on an elephant when he was going in the city to see the city. He was sweating and he used that white cloth and he wiped his face. It became dirty. He developed that, this was very good. Now it became, impermanent. He developed the perception of impermanent, right? It's established within himself, but nobody can see that. Only Buddhas can see, right? It is like a scanning a person, right? A scanning person, his knowledge, and he see that all these, internal spiritual faculties. Okay, so but usually that all the enlightened monks, they have this kind of Vijja Charana Sampanna. This is called, true knowledge and perfect in conduct. All these 15 conduct. Okay.
Bhante,
Yes.
Can enlightened monks see the future? Because we talk about the past lives. Is it possible or no? Is it That's why I can see the
Some
future.
monks, yes, they have psychic powers that they can see. Some monks,
Oh, okay. The future.
but not everyone. But not all the monks they have psychic powers. Not all the enlightened monks they have psychic powers, right?
Okay, thank you, Bante.
Yeah, that's why the Uggasena Maharatan Vanse's story, right? They gave that during the Kashya Buddha's time. Both of them, he and his wife, they gave the food items to a monk, right? So they said that after giving that monk, they had the determination. So may this merit will help us to understand the Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha in Kasa Buddha's dispensation. But he observed, he could read their mind. He saw that in the same time, he saw that they are whatever the determination going to fruitful, not in that Buddha's dispensation, but in the Gautam Buddha's dispensation, he smiled. All of a sudden, his wife saw that, and she said, he will be like a magician, right? And the husband said, yes, maybe, right? So they used that wrong word to enlighten monks. What happened? She was born into the family, those who are so in magics, right? Okay. So, and what happened that, and eventually he got married, the same woman, right? So that's what happened, that they used a small mistake of the word, right? The Bante could see that, right? And so some enlightened monks, they can see. This noble disciple is thus said to be perfect in true knowledge, perfect in conduct, perfect in true knowledge and conduct. And this stanza was uttered by Brahma Sanankumara. So Sanankumara Brahma, he is in Brahma world, the pure abodes. He is Anagami Brahma, right? Non-returner, right? He said, the noble clan is held to be the best people of as its lineage, right? And the best of all gods and humans is one, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, right? So, from all the means that somebody have perfect and perfect in true knowledge and conduct. Now that stanza was well sung by the Brahma Sanankumara, not ill sung. It is the correct whatever Sanankumara Brahma said. It was well spoken, not ill spoken. It has a meaning and it is not meaningless. And it was approved by the Blessed One, right? Even this one was approved by the Blessed One. When this was saying, then Blessed One was rose and addressed the Venerable Ananda Das, because Supreme Buddha was lying down and he was listening that entire the sutta. That time Supreme Buddha, got up and good Ananda. It is good that you have spoken to the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu about the discipline in higher training who has entered upon the way, right? So Buddha approves approved this one, right? That is what the Venerable Ananda said. The teacher approved, right? The Sakyans of Kapilavatthu were satisfied and delighted in the Venerable Ananda's words, right? So this is what happened. Okay. So now you know that what are the 15 types of good conduct? Yes, perfect conduct. Can you recall?
The virtue.
First one is virtue. Then
Guard the door of sense faculties.
guard sense faculties. Then other one is
Moderate
Eating.
yeah, moderate in eating, right? We have to eat according to our need, right? You know that not because of we don't want to eat, but however with our desire we are going to eat, right? No, we have to give up that. So only for requirement, right? That's why we do the food reflection. Okay, next one.
wakefulness,
Wakefulness.
Devoted for wakefulness, that 4 things. And after that, you have to do the 7 good things.
7 good
Right?
things.
What are 7 good things?
Faith,
Faith in the Buddha. The second one is moral shame, moral fear,
fear,
then
learn much,
learn much, and
energetic,
right effort, aradhaviriya,
mindfulness,
then
wise,
mindfulness, and
wise.
wisdom, right? Wisdom, wise, right? You understand that all the impermanent nature of that thing, and then after that you develop 4
Or
jhanas.
jhanas.
Then by developing 4 jhanas, you develop 3 vidyas. What are the other things? Pubbe nivasa
Perfection,
jnana,
pass,
upapada jnana, asavakya
as
jnana.
seeping,
So
as in
that is called Vijja Charana Sampanna. So Vijja Charana, right? What is how many charanas now? 15 charanas. How many vidyas? 3 vidyas. But Supreme Buddha is more than that. Vijja Charana. When I say this, usually this enlightenment, this is Sekha Pratipada. Will be Aseka then after that. After they develop this one, after they are developing that Asavakya Jnana, they are not Sekha, right? They completed their training, right? They became Aseka. So this kind of path. And also we discuss about that Bahusutta, Sutta, Data, Vachasa Parijita, Manasanupekita, Ditya, Supernova. You have to listen, you have to memorize, you have to practice from word, and but
Investigate.
it will develop your memory, right? You have that very knowledgeable, but the things are not activating within yourself, right? It is like so it is in your memory, right? That's why some monks they could memorize that all the Diganik, so Anguttara Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, but however they disrobed, right? So and I remember that incident, right? So, and there are some people, they have ability to memorize all these things, right? But however, so all those things, you have to think of the mind, and you have to think about, you have to strengthen, straight your view, right? You have to let it active within yourself, right? So there are so many things to do, right? So you have to have free time, right? Not to be busy, and free time and practice, and those are the things. Okay. All right. By understanding all these things, may all of us be fortunate to follow all these steps, and eventually we will be able to understand 4 noble truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.